All right, folks, so news of the day, Roger Federer had surgery. You're like, yeah, Steven, we know. No, he's had arthroscopic knee surgery again because apparently, as he posted on his Twitter, there's a little bit of a setback. So this second surgery will put him out for whatever 2020 season we were going to be left with anyways. And he will make a return at the beginning of 2021. So we're going to get into the details of that, what he said, and if Djokovic has a problem with the US Open. The US Open might play, but Djokovic might not come. We're going to see why on this episode of The Slice.
So I don't have many bagels.
Welcome to The Slice.
Welcome to The Slice.
Welcome to The Slice.
Well, thanks for tuning in, folks. I am wearing my Uniqlo, shout out Gold Wolf for sending it, in respect to Roger Federer, who has announced on Twitter today that he had a second knee surgery. We're going to get into it, but thank you for clicking the subscribe button and liking this video. Liking it especially apparently helps out YouTubers like us. And we're going to talk today about a couple little news clips. Federer and Djokovic, a couple of the big boys making headlines. Starting with Federer. He posted, "Dear fans, I hope you are staying safe and healthy. A few weeks ago, having experienced a setback during my initial rehabilitation, I had to have an additional quick arthroscopic procedure on my right knee. Now, much like I did leading up to the 2017 season, I plan to take the necessary time to be 100% ready to play at my highest level. I will be missing my fans and the tour dearly, but I will look forward to seeing everyone back on tour at the start of the 2021 season. All the best, Roger." Class act. So there it is. Roger Federer has apparently gone under a second knee surgery. Now, the first time I kind of heard that things weren't maybe going ideally in his recovery was on his Instagram live between him and Nadal. It was like a couple of old dads watching or trying to figure out how Instagram worked. Nadal couldn't figure it out. He was like staring at the screen like for like 10 minutes while his like girlfriend or wife and now I guess tried to help him figure it out. But during their conversation, Fed said, you know, the knee's been recovering well. It was a bit slow at the beginning, but other than that, it's been good. And now you figure for PR purposes, you'd want to keep any negative things down to the minimum. So if it was going pretty great, he would have just said, it's going great, looking, feeling good. But he did say there was a bit of a problem, so it might have been a bigger problem than he kind of let on. So now with the second surgery, I think what he's trying to do is obviously just be back 100%, which is obvious. So we're going to look at the positives and negatives. The negative is that if/when tennis returns in 2020, we won't see Roger Federer, which obviously sucks. I think everyone, including the Novak Djokovic fans and Nadal fans, can say that tennis is better when Federer is playing. It's just more entertaining to watch. He's the biggest star in our game. Oh, controversial. We're going to get to that. We're going to get to that, though. Don't worry. But tennis is better when Federer's playing, and it's sad to not have him there, honestly. But there might not be any 2020 season because who the heck knows what's going to happen with coronavirus. There just goes the monetization of this video because I said coronavirus. Thanks, Google. There's more positives than negatives, I think, coming into this because the positive is that, like I said, tennis might not happen in 2020, so he really might not miss much, including majors that he probably might not have played anyways. If the US Open and the French Open, which are still scheduled basically back-to-back, there is no way in living heck that Federer is going to play both of those. Most players probably won't play both of those. We have no clue what's going to happen. We're freaking out. I don't know. Do you know? Let me know in the comment section below. But Fed probably wasn't going to play, or he only had maximum 2 left majors this year, and he was probably only going to play 1. He'll come back 100% in 2021. Like he said, similar to the 2017 season. So now Roger Federer fans can look back to 2017 and be like, yo, he's already done this before. He's taken time off and come back. But then you also go, well, he's 3 years older now. But then you also go back and you say, well, he was old back then. And in 2016, he was slowing down. He didn't have his best tennis anymore. His body was seen to be failing him. Then he took 6 months off. Then he came back, somehow made it through that Australian Open draw, one of the toughest ever, beating Nadal in the final, and then went on to win 2 more slams after that. So can Federer come back basically now in his 40th year of life in 2021 to win another major? I think he believes he can. That's why he's coming back. He wouldn't come back if he didn't think that he could do it anymore. And he believes, I guess, that getting the second surgery is going to get his knee back to complete normality, and it's going to give him the chance to let it be played out on court. Because when you see a guy who's 38, won everything in tennis, done everything, your thought could be like, Fed, if your knee's just not getting better, just hang it up. Just hang it up. But you might be like, in Federer's head, it's got to be pretty hard to retire when it just came out that you were the #1 highest paid athlete on planet Earth. You're still chopping players up on the tennis court. You took the #1 player and prime Djokovic to a 5th set and had double match point at Wimbledon last year. So obviously you can believe that you can still get it done and win another major. So it's basically, his kind of hands are tied. I don't think he could even retire when you're the highest paid athlete in the world and you're still playing such good tennis. So he believes, and you all have to believe, that he's going to come back and let his skills be on display. Australian Open 2021, please happen, because, you know, everyone can have their own perspective on this coronavirus stuff now. We need to get back to regular life, safe as possible, obviously, but I feel like it's pretty safe now, and we got to get going. And 2021 Australian Open will be the return of Fed, and people are going to be looking for a recap or a relapse of 2017. So what's your thoughts? I think he can do it. I think he can come back and win another major because he has such insane skills and compound fitness and the best medical team in the world following him, making him better. He can do it, I think. I think he could win the Australian Open if the courts are fast, and I think he could win Wimbledon again. So that's my thoughts. I think it's more positive than negative, him getting this second surgery, and we should just trust him anyways because he's definitely the master of scheduling. He started just like missing like a third of the tennis season, just being like, I'm not playing the clay. Everyone's like, what? And then he just wins Australian Open, Wimbledon, Australian Open. And everyone's like, oh my gosh, playing half the tournaments basically is a good idea. Nadal starts doing it. Djokovic is going to start doing it. Preserving the body. These guys know what they're doing, and they're making the right choice, especially Federer right now. So that's Federer. Now we're on to Djokovic. Some news has come out that the US Open is considering playing the tournament with no fans, and each player might only get to bring one member of their team, which, you know, for guys like Djokovic, Federer, Nadal, they also obviously have an entourage, a bunch of players or a bunch of people on their team. They got the couple coaches, they got, you know, fitness trainer, nutritionist, maybe. I think Djokovic has a nutritionist. He's got a lot of people that tour with him, and he came out and saying that he didn't think it would be a good idea, and he thinks that it would be almost impossible for him to play without his team. Dan Evans, some people are calling him the GOAT, clapped back. You can see this all on our Instagram, by the way. Make sure you're following it. And said most of the players on tour and most of the players in that draw are coming to that tournament with only one coach. So it actually makes it a little bit more fair. And I don't think it's a valid argument for Djokovic to say it's impossible to play without your big team because most of the players do it. Not hating on Djokovic. Djokovic fans, I know we're all sensitive here. Not hating on Djokovic, but this is just what he said. I think, you know, I can see you not being stoked if you can't bring your family and your other coaches. And it's not like Djokovic has had a great relationship with the New York crowd all the times he's been booed there, even as the #1 player in the world, which I would agree is disrespectful, big time, big time. But Djokovic might not want to come to the US Open, especially when the French Open starts the week after. I think he was quoted in saying something like, the tennis season is going to start again in the clay swing in September. So French Open might be the first time where we can see the top boys at the majors because I don't know if Nadal would come over to the US Open if the French Open was the next week either. So there's a lot of things going on right now. There's a lot of news for once in the tennis world. And as always, the Slice has got you covered. So thanks for supporting us. Check out the Bagel Time mug, officially endorsed by Milos Raonic on our website.
So I don't have many bagels.
You don't have
in
any
my
bagels?
career. I think I got about 5 or 6.
Wow,
So hopefully this can bring another one to me this year.
Well, yeah, just step on the court, know it's bagel time, and get it done. Anyways,
Thank you. Appreciate it.
man. You can grab it. You can drink out of it every morning. And the recreational tennis that you're playing right now, you can remember that it's bagel time. I'm going to be playing in a couple of tournaments that some friends of mine are putting on locally here, not through the associations, COVID safe tournaments. Let me know if you guys would like to see some vlog stuff from those tournaments. If we get enough people saying, I'll put some content out about it. But until then, there's the update on Federer. No Federer until 2021, and we might not see Djokovic at the US Open if it even happens. There's so many unknowns, but what's not unknown is that we'll keep you up to date with it at The Slice. Make sure you follow our Instagram. Check out our new website. We got spicy new articles like this one from our new contributor on Causing a Racket by Calvin Hill. But that's it, folks. Stay awesome, stay happy, and keep playing tennis wherever safe and wherever possible. We'll see you again soon.